The package sat on the curb, its white plastic bag glowing faintly under the streetlight, taunting me. Inside was my dad's insulin, the one thing keeping his diabetes from spiraling out of control. It was supposed to be delivered to our doorstep, but there it was, abandoned in the HOA's communal mailroom, flagged as non-compliant by Karen Whitaker, the self-appointed queen of Sunnyvale Estates. Her handwritten note, pinned to the bag like a scarlet letter, read, "Unapproved delivery method. Contact HOA for retrieval."
My blood boiled.
Dad was already weak, his hands trembling from missing his dose, and now this petty tyrant was playing gatekeeper with his lifeline. I'd had enough of her rules, her power trips, her smug smile at every neighborhood meeting. This wasn't just about a package anymore. It was personal. I was going to make her regret it, even if it meant bringing the full weight of the law down on her precious HOA office. I paced the living room, the note crumpled in my fist. Dad sat on the couch, his face pale, eyes fixed on the TV but not really watching. "It's fine, Ellie," he said, his voice weak. "I'll pick it up tomorrow." But tomorrow was too late. His blood sugar was already climbing, and the pharmacy had warned us about delays. I glanced at the clock, 9:17 p.m. The HOA office was long closed. Karen's phone went straight to voicemail, her chipper greeting mocking me. "Leave a message for Sunnyvale Estates HOA president. We're here to keep our community pristine." Pristine, my ass. She'd turned our quiet suburb into her personal fiefdom, finding people for untrimmed hedges, banning unsightly mailboxes, and now, apparently, seizing critical deliveries. I'd heard the stories. Karen had once confiscated a neighbor's dog for excessive barking, only releasing it after a $200 fine. She'd issued citations for kids' chalk drawings on sidewalks, claiming they lowered property values. But this? Holding my dad's medicine hostage because the delivery van didn't have an HOA-approved logo? This was a new low. I grabbed my laptop and started digging. Karen's reign of terror was about to end, and I wasn't going to stop until her HOA empire was dust. First, I checked the HOA bylaws, downloaded from their poorly designed website. The rules were a labyrinth of jargon, but nothing explicitly gave Karen the authority to intercept packages. I cross-referenced state laws on mail tampering bingo. Federal law protected deliveries, and interfering with them could be a felony. My heart raced. This wasn't just petty HOA nonsense. This was serious. But I needed more than a legal technicality to take her down. Karen had been untouchable for years, dodging complaints with her connections on the board and her knack for intimidating neighbors into silence. I needed something bigger. That's when I remembered Jake, my old college friend who'd joined the FBI's cybercrime division. We hadn't spoken in a year, but he owed me a favor after I'd helped him pass our statistics final. I shot him. A text. "Need to talk. HOA nightmare. Call me." My phone buzzed within minutes. "Ellie, what's up?" Jake's voice was warm but curious. I spilled everything: Dad's medicine, Karen's note, the HOA's iron grip on the neighborhood. Jake listened, then let out a low whistle. Sounds like a control freak with too much time. But mail tampering? It's a federal offense. "You got proof?" I sent him a photo of the note and the package, still sitting in the mailroom, visible through the glass door. "Okay," he said. "This is enough to start asking questions. But if this Karen's as slippery as you say, we'll need more to make it stick. Any chance she's into shadier stuff?" I paused. Karen was obsessive, but shady. Then I remembered the rumors, whispers about HOA funds vanishing, her new Lexus, the suspiciously quick approval of her cousin's landscaping contract. "Maybe," I said. "Can you dig into it?" Jake chuckled. "Digging's my job. Give me a couple days." The next morning, I drove to the pharmacy to get a replacement dose for Dad, my anger simmering as I handed over $200 we couldn't afford. When I got home, Dad was asleep, his breathing shallow. I sat at the kitchen table, scrolling through the neighborhood's private X group. Posts about Karen were everywhere. She'll find me $50 for my trash can being out an hour early. HOA fees went up again, but the community pool's still closed. Where's the money going? Complaints were endless, but no one dared confront her directly. She had the board in her pocket. 3 of the 5 members were her friends. From church and the other two were too spineless to challenge her. By evening, Jake called back. "You're not going to believe this," he said, his voice tinged with excitement. "Your HOA's financials are a mess." I pulled some public records, nothing classified, just what's available, and there's a pattern. Large withdrawals from the HOA account, vague expense reports, and transfers to an LLC registered to a K. Whitaker. Sound familiar? My pulse quickened. That's her? What's the LLC? Jake hesitated. Hard to say without deeper access, but it's fishy. Could be embezzlement, could be worse. I'd need a warrant to go further, and for that, we need probable cause. The mail tampering's a start, but it's thin. Got anything else? I racked my brain. Then it hit me, the HOA's security cameras. Karen had installed them last year, claiming they'd deter undesirables. If she was messing with deliveries, the footage might show it, but getting access would be tricky. The cameras were linked to the HOA office's server, and Karen controlled the keys. I'd have to break in. The thought sent a chill down my spine, but I was too far gone to back out now. "I'll get you something," I told Jake. "Just be ready." That night, I waited until 2 a.m., when the neighborhood was dead silent. The HOA office was a small building near the community pool, its windows dark. I'd seen enough crime shows to know not to leave fingerprints, so I wore gloves and a hoodie, my heart pounding as I approached. The lock was a cheap deadbolt, and I'd watched enough YouTube tutorials to try picking it. My hand shook as I inserted the tension wrench and rake, mimicking the videos. After a few agonizing minutes, the lock clicked. Smelled like lavender air freshener and stale coffee. Karen's desk was a shrine to her ego, photos of her shaking hands with local politicians, a Community Leader of the Year plaque, and a stack of HOA violation notices ready to be mailed. I found the security system's hard drive in a corner, its green light blinking. I plugged in a USB drive and copied the last month's footage, praying it wouldn't trigger an alarm. My phone buzzed. "Jake, you good?" I texted back. "Got it? Sending soon?" Back home, I uploaded the files to a secure drive Jake had given me access to. By dawn, he called again. "Holy shit, Ellie," he said. "You hit the jackpot." The footage shows Karen personally removing packages from the mailroom, dozens of them, not just yours. She's got a system. Flags them as non-compliant, takes them to her car, and drives off. We cross-referenced the dates with complaints on X. It's a pattern. This isn't just tampering, it's theft. My stomach churned. "What now?" I asked. Jake's voice turned serious. "We've got enough for a warrant. I'm looping in my supervisor. Sit tight." The next 2 days were torture. Dad's condition stabilized with the new insulin, but I couldn't shake the image of Karen. Rifling through neighbors' packages, her smug face oblivious to the lives she was disrupting. I kept checking X, where the complaints were growing bolder. Someone posted a photo of a fine for unauthorized garden gnomes. Another claimed Karen had threatened to tow their car for parking in their own driveway. The neighborhood was a powder keg, and I'd just lit the fuse. On the third day, Jake called. "It's happening. Warrants approved. We're raiding the HOA office tomorrow morning. FBI's involved because of the mail theft, but we're also looking at financial crimes. Karen's in deep." My heart leapt. "Can I be there?" I asked. Jake laughed. "Not a chance. Stay home. Keep your dad safe. I'll update you." I barely slept that night, imagining Karen's face as agents stormed her precious office. At 6 a.m., my phone buzzed with a text from Jake. "It's go time." I drove to the edge of the HOA property, parking just close enough to see the office. 3 black SUVs pulled up, and agents in FBI vests poured out, battering ram in hand. Neighbors gathered, whispering, phones out to record. Door splintered, and I saw Karen's car screech into the lot. She jumped out, her face red, screaming, "This is my property. Can't do this." An agent calmly handed her a warrant, and her voice faltered. Jake called an hour later. "We've got her," he said. Found boxes of stolen packages in a storage room, plus bank records linking her LLC to HOA funds. She's looking at multiple charges: mail theft, wire fraud, maybe more. "You did good, Ellie." I exhaled. relief flooding me. "What about the HOA?" I asked. "Dissolved," Jake said. "The board's implicated too. New management's coming in." The fallout was swift. Karen was arrested, her face plastered across local news. The X group exploded with celebration memes of her mugshot, neighbors planning a no more Karen block party. Dad's medicine was delivered to our doorstep the next day. No note, no hassle. He hugged me, his eyes teary. "You're a fighter." "Ellie," he said. I smiled, but inside, I was still processing it all. I'd taken down a tyrant, but the cost, sneaking around, risking everything, left me shaken. Months later, the neighborhood felt different. The pool reopened, the fines stopped, and a new HOA board was elected, transparent and fair. I walked past the old office, now just a community bulletin board. Karen was out on bail, awaiting trial, but her reign was over. I'd won, but I couldn't help wondering how many other Karens were out there ruling their little kingdoms, waiting for someone to fight back.